Hello everyone, welcome to this unnamed series. I'll figure out the name later, that's how we roll here. I went on YouTube and Twitter and asked you guys your unpopular takes and hot opinions of Black Desert Online. And yeah, I'll respond in this video. Pretty straightforward, very original idea, never done before on the internet. So let's start with the YouTube comments first. Slice and Dice says, being a toxic player in BDO is a good thing that breaks up the monotony in the game. Yes, I would say yes and no. I get like the banter. I think bantering is fine. I do it all the time. Maybe a bit too much myself. And I do feel bad sometimes when I guess I know, you know when you cross the line, right? And sure, like creating rivalries and all that stuff makes PvP more spicy. It gives it, I guess it gives you a reason to PvP. But I think there's a difference between spicy banter and being toxic. Don't be a dick, right? Everyone deserves decency and to be treated with respect. All right, I already sound like a Christian preacher. All right, let's move on. Banish says, Sorcerer's players collectively have a superiority complex, even though the majority of them are mediocre on the class. Okay, first of all, I feel unnecessarily offended by this. Second of all, maybe? I can see why Sorc players have this, I guess. Do I have it? I don't know. Maybe? Let's be real, there's been points in the game when Sorc was one of the hardest classes to play. I don't think we are at that point right now, because of Karsh and Nightmare alone, probably. But there have been historical times, right, where Sorc was pretty hard, and a lot of people play Sorc or pick Sorc initially for the combos, right? Which is something a lot of classes don't need that many buttons to combo people. Maybe there is. I think there is some truth into this. I guess it's not even that unpopular. I would say a lot of people think it maybe, but fuck you. King of KFC. My boy says BDO storyline and lore isn't bad. I mean, how would I know? How would anyone know? Don't pretend you don't spam R while doing the questline. I would say it's presented very bad, and it makes it worse probably than what it is. But the few times where I sat and actually tried to follow a storyline or a questline, it was so boring. And maybe it's like starting to read a book from the middle. Maybe that's why it's boring. I get that. But at this point, there's too much of it. I'm not gonna go from the start and do the entire story quest to understand what the fuck is going on, right? But that's just me. Maybe. I don't know. Nick says Guardian is not slow, and she has one of the best iframes in the game. There's a difference between mobility, right, and how quick your animations are. I would say Guardian is a pretty mobile class that has slow animations, right? So she is slow and she's not slow. In that sense, it's kind of the opposite of Sorcs. The animations are super quick, but you're kind of just moving around a small area. So yeah, I guess, yeah, technically not wrong. Elena Maria with a big comment, which I think I should acknowledge just for the effort being put into this. Just because something doesn't make 100 million plus in profit per hour doesn't mean it's not content. People get lost in the fact that they need to make money to progress and just forget to enjoy the game for what it can offer casually. Mildly agree / disagree. On one end, yeah, I do think people get too anal about min-maxing in video, but there is a reason. There is a reason why people do it, right? If it takes you 100 hours of grind to do something, to get to your next goal, you want to get where you want in the fastest possible time. You don't want to spend 6,000 hours at grass beetles just because it's fun. But I get that. However, BDO is a lot of good concept executed in a half-assed manner, which gets very frustrating. I mean, I asked for unpopular opinions, and hot takes, not the holy Bible of truth. That's just facts. The lore in this game would be so interesting if implemented in a different way. I mean, kind of like I said earlier, it's presented very poorly. The knowledge energy system is one of the best things this game has to offer, and severely underrated. I'm pretty neutral about this, I have to say. I don't know what to say here. Despite what NA players like to think, EU players don't run around with last year's soft cap. We have our own assortment of gear people, like just they have their own assortment of life skiller. Do NA players think this? Really? Maybe it's because EU doesn't glorify gear as much as we care about skill, unlike NA. Maybe that's my hot take for today. Please don't unsubscribe if you're from NA. It's possible to get high gear score even if you start this game later, without the whole pay to win deal. It's more about how lucky you get than how much you pay, and spending a lot of money can literally give you nothing in return depending on what you spend it on. That doesn't mean items like 10 mates, pets and such don't help you progress faster and more conveniently. It just means that after a certain point, with everything in the game throws at you, it becomes less about that and more about luck effort. I guess this is an unpopular opinion, because I think a lot of people think that you either pay to win or you grind for your entire life, which you can do that, but it's not the only thing you can do. So I guess it is true that way too many people get too stuck on this mentality that there's only two ways of progressing in this game or even enjoying this game. So yeah, I think I agree with you on this one. More people need to realize that you don't need to speedrun your gear. You can progress at your own pace, and at the end of the day, it's better to enjoy yourself while playing rather than burning out and quitting, or burning your wallet. The green armors in this game are visually outdated and need a remaster. Mobile has better looking armor. We know why the armors look like shit. We know why the endgame gear, you end up looking like a pajama. I don't need to say it. You guys are smart. Write in the comment if you know what you know. We know. What the fuck is my cat doing in the back? Alright. RBF should give you more money. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that is much of a hot take. I think everyone agrees that PvP should be rewarded more. I don't think most of these were unpopular, but I appreciate the effort that you put into this comment. Sasuke X Minato. Older classes, older encasters need their buffs that PA promised. I don't think every class needs a buff. Some do, some don't. Grundeval says, video has great content, people just get so tunnel vision on one aspect that they start to think other parts of the game aren't content or worth it. To be fair, I agree and disagree on this one, because I do agree that there's a lot of things to do in video, but the thing is, personally, I think that video does a lot of things very superficially. I don't think you can base, let's say, RBF or horse racing or savage drift or all like these little contents. I don't know how to call them, but this type of content, I don't think they can be proper true endgame. It's not something you really want to do every single day for the rest of your fucking life. It's just something you can do occasionally. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do in video. There's not much depth into it, so I wish like they would make something that has a lot more depth, like Nodler, for example. Whatever patch or new update, which wizard is still broken and needs to be deleted. Better for everyone. Again, just fucks, not unpopular at all. I genuinely believe Succession Wizard is the strongest class to ever be released in this game since day one. Video is not actually pay to win. The amount of money you would have to invest to impact your progression significantly is too high for your average person to justify spending. At the end, it's all RNG. Also, people in Gillises are insecure. Okay, so let's take this one at a time. The pay to win argument. I think just because pay to win is too expensive doesn't mean it's not there. Oh, I can't afford pay to win. I guess the game is free to play. So I don't think that argument stands. You're brave. You're brave to share something so controversial. You know, low key agree. Staff needs buff? You're a degenerate. Hash low key broken. Broken? Maybe when Rabams were like pre-nerf, pre-nerf Rabam, Assassin was kind of sick. It's a solid class, it's strong, but I would consider, Succession Wizard or Succession Valk broken. Assassin, maybe it's just pretty good, but broken? Really? Team Battle is actually fun. First of all, I don't think 90% of the people playing this game know what Team Battle is. If you know what Team Battle is, drop a comment. I think it's like the concept is fun, but the issue is that it just takes forever to you to actually play. You might even not end up playing because you just queue forever, and then you find a team and you don't get picked, and maybe the team wins before you even get to play. So it's out of watching. I think if they manage to find a way to fix this like waiting time, this empty time, Team Battle could actually be real content. Karma bombing is in some case the right thing to do. Okay, I would say that is not popular. I hope so, because fuck you if you're karma bombing. It is just, I don't like it. I understand why it exists. I don't, I'm not saying they should fix karma bombing, but I think we should shame karma bombers. When it's the right thing to do? When? Why? No. Maybe I'm just gonna rant too fucking much, but whenever people say, oh, you're not entitled to this spot, well then neither are you, motherfucker. No one's entitled to nothing. It's a sandbox game. The player base make the rule. If for you the rule is that you're gonna karma bomb, okay, I get it, but fuck you. The class system is balanced. The pay to win aspect is not. What? What does that mean? I don't think it's meant to be balanced. GVG fights have much more potential in strategy if the game would be more like esport. Professional players would bring the wars on next epic levels. What? What? Okay, that was the YouTube comments. Let's see what Twitter has to say. Anfield, hey, I know this guy, says, when broken blocks and guard should recover slower, a simple SA and iframe and its back doesn't allow for proper punishment, especially if you lack a grab. Block should be a careful used asset, but not a crutch. I guess I do agree. I think the issue is that block is used the same way on every single class, while maybe it shouldn't. I do think that thematically, right? Big chunky class with a big chunky shield should be pretty thick, right? But it shouldn't be the same thing for a frontal guard of a random stripper swinging a sight, right? So I get what you mean here, but I wouldn't know how to fix it, honestly. Belgian says essay and grabs have no place in this game. I don't mind grabs. That maybe is my unpopular opinion. As a Sorg player, right? Maybe that's why. I don't think grabs are too bad. Maybe now they are like starting to be for me a real problem because they go through iframes most of the time. They have priority, right? But I think if the game worked properly, the essay frontal iframe mechanics are pretty good. They're a pretty good design. Maybe the issue is that the game doesn't work properly. Accuracy often is the best often in the game. Maybe for some class. I only tested on Sork, and the issue that I personally found on Sork is that you just never have, well, first of all, you never have enough AP properly overcome the DR of evasion players, because with the new DR brackets, evasion players have maximum DR bracket, right? And a decent amount of DR overall. On top of it, you only have one Crystal Law. You don't get the Garmot buffs on it. I wouldn't say it's the best. I mean, it's for some specific situation, it's a good alternative, but to say that it's the best in the game, I think it's a bit overkill. Okay, Sociopath says, block stands with SA must be removed, or frontal guard, or SA. Both at the same time make no sense for me. Like, some classes have it too easy to go behind the block. Like, let's say they remove SA block. Assassin magically becomes the strongest class in the game. They can just fucking appear behind you, like you drop the soap on a prison, and what are you gonna do? Same for Sork. Sork have such an easy time getting behind Ninja, Kuno. Like, you're just buffing, like for the sake of nerfing something, you're just buffing something else to an extreme level. Maybe just tune it down a little bit, just make it so that some classes like warriors and novas maybe and valks can't sit forever in block, and maybe give them something so that they don't get too punished for this. Anyway, these were what you guys submitted. I hope you like this. It was fun to do, at least for me. And yeah, if you like it, let me know. If there's an enough positive response to this, I guess I'll make another one. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate you watching it. You know what to do. The YouTube stuff, you know, smash what you have to smash. Subscribe if you haven't. Shame of you if you didn't. What the